What up, what up, what up? What is happening, good people? Welcome to this live edition of Herb and Two alongside Tucson. My name is Herb Howard. This is where we get together and have conversations about issues that currently impact the black community. We talk about how those issues impact us individually and also how they impact us as a collective. And along with your help, we talk through these issues in hopes of finding the optimum solutions for how we can overcome said issues. Again, overcome them individually, but perhaps more importantly, overcome them as a collective. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. As always, your input is valued and definitely appreciated. Anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to do so. We will read through as many of your comments as possible while we go through the show. We would kindly request that you take a quick second to share the broadcast, share it on your personal page, share it within your personal network, share it with anybody that you think would add value to or find value in this particular conversation. Also, make sure you subscribe to the page and hit the like button. Also, set the alert so you get reminders every time we go live. Again, this is Herb and Two. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb. His name is Two. Two. What's happening, good brother?
What's up, family? I'm blessed and highly favored. Man, I'm tired. I'm hot as ever because when I got in that gym this morning and figured I'd come over here too, but that heat is kicking my ass right now.
Yeah, it's a solid 97 degrees outside. It's a full 100. Larry, what up, though? It's a full 100 that is pushing outside.
Yeah, it's hot as hell. And it's even hot on that goddamn bike.
Yeah, I know you rolled over here. You came in here, wet t-shirt contest.
Man, you know, when I'm getting my sexy 97 body back on, so it's all good.
It's okay. I mean? It's okay. Sister Africa, what's up, love?
I fucked up the little post the other day, the little what you look like in 2017. For some dumb ass reason, I thought that shit said 97. And I really wasn't even into it. I just couldn't believe how much Eric looked like me. Did you see that fucking picture?
No, he did. He did.
I be saying he don't look like me. I be like, he look like his mama.
Nah.
That nigga look like my twin.
Now, somebody showed the picture to me like, he spit that boy out his mouth.
Yeah, that shit look crazy.
Or whatever. I'm like, yeah, he do look just like him. But then I was like, and he's also dyslexic. I can't,
yeah, I'm dyslexic. That's why I can't participate, Jay. Can't read.
I said, ain't no way this was 7 years ago, son.
Hey, shout out to Trinity for giving reading classes. I need to be going over there. You know what I mean? It's bad out these streets.
You read way more than most. You just mix the words up a little bit.
Hey, it is bad out these streets. My mind be in a whole other place, brother.
I told people privately before y'all, I'll tell y'all too. One time, we moving some money around through our business account. This man sent thousands of dollars to I don't even know who. Like I sent this ain't this an account number? I look like no, like it's the account number. If you like jumble them up in your head, like you know how you do on movies.
A whole lot of money.
When the motherfuckers be thinking and they see just numbers going across, I'm like, if that's
I just blessed somebody's account, man. It was a whole lot of money, but we got it back though.
We got it back. I spent the whole afternoon talking to 18 different banks and agents and everything. I was like, no, I don't know who that is. I don't know where that went. I need that to come back. I need to like,
just so we're clear, I don't even touch the bank account. I've been banned.
That was an anxious day.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, we went. I know a little. That was some real money, G. It was like, oh shit.
I do remember.
Yeah, man.
Fuck that up royally.
Yeah,
God was on our side.
It worked out. Oh, Africa, we love you too, man. I seen you something. Well, you always something everywhere Africa. But I seen a couple of pictures and you was outside.
Yeah, I seen all the pictures of Africa at the what was the picnic y'all was at this
house
weekend?
Picnic.
Yeah, the house picnic.
Yeah, that's where I was at. You was at the coffee shop, right?
All day.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all right, man. I'll say this about the house picnic. It has become 1,000 little parties versus how it used to be one big ass party. Like, it's more people now with the tents than without the tents. So everybody's kind of in their own little silos, just doing their thing, which is cool. I was included, and I enjoy, the relative isolation compared to the mosh pit that be going on by the stage. But it makes the party feel a little less connected than it used to be.
I think it's personal choice though.
Yeah, you can get in there if you want to, right?
Right. You can get in the mix if you want to get in the mix, right? Yeah. It's like VIP at the club. Like I hate VIP at the club, and I'm a VIP nigga. Like I get invited to the sections, you know what I mean? But why would we be here? Right, and that's the same way I feel about the house picnic. Even in seeing the pictures, again, I was at the coffee shop, but when I saw the pictures, I saw a lot of people that I know that would have been in the VIP section. I think you'd had a much grander time in the mosh pit per se. You know what I mean? So, and that's what the house pick is, right? It's a reunion. Why you want to be secluded in a reunion?
No, I agree with you, man. So, I definitely made sure I walked around and, saw who I could see bumping into people. I actually put out a post on my story, on my Instagram story, like, yo, if you up here and you got my phone number, just drop your location.
I saw you put that up there.
Yeah, so a few people did.
I don't trust that, Jay. I don't trust that.
What do you mean?
Again, like I got dyslexia, right? So I
set it indefinitely.
I forgot it to turn it off. I don't want you having that kind of access to me.
They got options. You can share it for an hour. You can share it to the end of the day, or you can share it indefinitely.
I know that. I just don't believe it. And I know me.
You'll be the indefinite.
You do not need to be able to keep up with me at all. All I'm going is home into the coffee shop. That's all that's all the places I go.
31st and Hyde Park.
You know what I'm saying? Keep it in 100. Yeah,
Chicago Sky Game, Passport Valley. I saw you outside.
What is Passport Vibes? I heard a lot about that. Matter of fact, I saw it. I rolled past there on 53rd because I had never seen what it was. And I thought it was like some secluded shit, but obviously you can get in for free. I didn't know that, so I didn't really check it out or nothing, but I didn't know what Passport Vibes was.
I honestly don't know much about it. I just kind of saw some of the stuff from it. I really don't know much about it.
What was the shit we talked about last week? It wasn't Passport Vibes. It was Everyday People.
Everyday People.
I talked to my niece the other day. I hung out with family Sunday, and she said she went to Everyday People, so I was engaging a lot around like, what is Everyday People? You know, explain it to me. Why is it so popular? Yada yada. And I was like, I saw people coming from out of town to go to just Everyday People thing, and I had never heard of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, man, it's just like a traveling party. And I was like, well, who performed? Because I thought it had to be somebody to draw them kind of people.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, man, it's just music. She couldn't even name a DJ. And it just made me angrier. Right? It did, because again, it's these outsourcing pirates come to our city, collect bread, leave. Don't hire nobody locally, don't do nothing locally, while our local festivals are dying. You know what I mean? So salute to the House Picnic for even still being around and having staying power. And I think the only reason the House Picnic really has staying power is because one, it's for an older crowd, but two, because of the relationship house music has with the city of Chicago.
Yeah, that specific genre that's almost indigenous to Chicago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if it wasn't for that, everyday people could take over that. You know what I mean? We so flip-floppy.
Yeah. No, that's real. I went behind the stage for a little while at House Picnic. I go behind the stage for a minute, and it's whoever back there, which prompted me to leave within about 5 minutes. But while I was back there, I bumped into Farley, right? And
he still got the mohawk.
Yeah, he still got the mohawk. But he DJ'd. He had a set at the Love Jones joint when we was hosting at Dusau a few weeks back. And when he got on when his set started, he was just starting. I was hosting, so I'm walking around saying different shit. And he get on his microphone and say, "Hey, I don't need no MC. I got it." I said, "Well, thank you. I am done, at least for this whole hour." So I saw him last night. I said, "Hey, man, thanks again for the motherfucking reprieve that you gave me at the Love Jones joint." He said, "Man, somebody said I was being rude. Was it rude?" I said, "Man, you could have said it however you want to say it. I was done talking. I've been talking since 3 o'clock. Rude don't mean nothing to me, bro." He's like, "I was just saying I could hold it down and do both." I'm like, "I know you can. You did a great job, sir." No hostility here. It's all good, man. But nah, the house picnic was cool, man. So you got out there. Hope y'all enjoyed it. It's been a hot weekend. It's been a hot week. It's just been stuff going on, man.
It's the city, man. In the summer, it's the best place in the world, man.
It really is. It's
but also why I don't like these new festivals coming in.
Because they don't understand.
Even if they don't, right, we also experiencing a lot of gentrification. We're watching the city change, right? The best example I'm going to be able to say is like going to the Bud Billiken, right? So that's a mainstay for my family. I got kids that are growing into adulthood. So as young kids, it was something we always prepared for, planned for, experienced. But specifically, Martin Luther King Drive is one of those rapidly gentrifying streets because of the expenses of living on that street today. The Bud being what it's traditionally being the largest black parade in America, maybe even in the world, to be quite honest. I just found out the other day McDonald's pulled out. That's a major sponsor.
Oh wow!
And they pull out because we're losing steam, right? And when you start to
ain't nobody hollered the BMOA on that.
I would assume it was the BMOA that pulled out because that's the only McDonald's I know that
that would
recognizes
like
the bud. You know what I mean? But my point is the same thing happened to the African Fest, and African Fest is still around, but they're struggling to find access to sponsorships. The bud is now struggling to find access to sponsorships, and what happens is when black people do and buy and go as general market goes, they don't make investments in niche anything.
Right.
For what I'm gonna give you some niche shit. When you gonna go buy the same Buick, the Hispanic guys buy. You know what I mean? It just don't make sense. It's not a good business deal for me. Hence, the culture starts to dissipate. You know what I mean?
No, I get that. Pardon me, is that inside the studio or is that outside? Y'all hear that? And then
I hear it. It's in here.
No, it's not, because it just, whatever it was, just stopped. That.
That's in here, G.
That's not that, bro.
It is what it is.
Anyway, no, it's like.
Yeah, but the city was cracking, man. The city's been cracking since they got hot. You know what I mean?
Now
it was a goddamn tornado yesterday.
Which is kind of wild. Right before I came in, me and P was out on the water. Shout out to E. We was hanging out with Erica yesterday, out on the boat with our pops, and we could see the lightning. I mean, we knew it was coming anyway, just from the reports. We could see the lightning off in the distance. First, it was far west and far north, and it started getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And we got up out of at the first drop. We got up out of there so we get to our whips and slide. But yeah, it was OC. It was OC.
Yeah, so I was out grabbing my daughter. They went to the water park or something with all her cousins, so I went and grabbed her from the suburbs. And we got back. As soon as I got back, I got that alert on my phone. And I was sitting on the back porch on the deck and just watching the trees swaying. But it didn't do too much damage around on our block. But as I was riding today and I started hitting it like the 43rds, and it was uprooting trees, man. It was crazy.
Nah, it was strong for real, man. The earth is earthing. The earth is pushing back on humans, man. They had the 7.3 earthquake in Cali a few days ago. Wait, Derek, you said we had an earthquake here overnight? What you mean here?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Pull that other comment up too real quick, Ron. I want to see that value in cultural events.
No, that was Cherie. She said, is the decline due to overall empty pockets of the participants, or are the younger folks simply not seeing the value in these cultural events? I think it's a combination of both. I think the price points are starting to get beyond people's scope of availability or at least reason. But I also do think that, I mean, like you said, one of the main reasons that the house picnic can still be vibrant is because it's tailored to an older generation. These other things, younger folks ain't really into it like that.
I push back against that because I got younger folks, right? They still excited for the bud. It's still something for them, specifically high school age kids, because you got to think that's when they know all their peers is going to be there. You know what I mean? And from the spot, and again, I'm not minimizing both ends, right? It's poverty happening out here, and it's disassociation happening out here. People are disengaged. But when you have the kind of city that we have, when you can't have the kind of culture that we have, our city is designed to have summertime events. It is cultural staples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So look how we look for, or we used to look for, the High Park Fest, or how we look for the Silver Room Fest, or how we look for the House Picnic. That starts happening at the Bud. And then it goes to, it used to be for me, it was the Bud, then it would be the Taste, then it would be the, all those things have changed over time, right? I've gotten to, as I get older, those situations change, but they don't go away. The next generation finds value in the Taste, in the Bud, and such and such and such and such. But now, again, because we can't even put the events on the same way no more because sponsorships are pulling out, they're not having the same experiences, and they're going to eventually stop going if they don't stop going now.
Man, I miss the Taste being what it was. Maybe confirmed what Derek said, there was an earthquake out near DeKalb last night.
Yeah, I'm not hit.
That's insane.
I missed that one. I wonder.
Like how strong? Like,
I'm gonna look it up.
That's wild. But I remember when the Taste was the Taste for real. Like when on the 3rd, it would be 1 million people down in Grant Park on the 3rd. Like and you go down there and you see everybody and you kick it and you meet new people and you holler at the girls and the food is reasonably priced and it didn't cost you 1,000,000 tickets for a hot dog. Like, it was fun. And that was the night they did the fireworks, so that's why everybody came. And it was just the whole city descended upon Grant Park. The taste ain't been raw since I was a shorty. Like, the taste ain't been raw in like 20 years, G.
Yeah, I haven't been out there either. Well, I did go out there because Vic was out there doing something, and it was horrible. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it just speaks to what I'm saying, though. As the times go and the sponsors pull out, things change. And I'm not mad at even things changing. What I'm mad about is that it's changing and it's coming from outsiders. Mm-hmm. Right? So for me, that's pirating, man. You stealing money that's ours. Yeah. You stealing access that's ours, right? That everyday people shit, they gonna come collect bread, then they gonna move back to London. Mm-hmm. Fuck all that. Not when we have Dave and Jonathan blowing in the wind because they couldn't get the money to do whatever. You know what I mean? Or whatever the problem was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, that's real. Shannon, what up?
Yeah, so I just looked this up, man. It was an earthquake in DeKalb County, rated 3.4 on the Richter scale, 2:53 a.m. Monday, 60 miles southwest of Chicago. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. But Chicago does sit on the largest earthquake fault in America, I think. So when it happens here, this whole shit going under Lake Michigan.
Well, you know, Lake Michigan go out to State Street anyway. They put all this shit on top of the water anyway.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the lake really would run to State Street. Yeah, man. It's listen. When the earth decides this shit is the wrap, it's a wrap. I'm not finna stress myself out about it. I'm not finna look for the fallout shelters and none of that goofy shit. The earth says it's over, it's over. And we don't treat it right. We don't treat the earth well at all. We do whatever in the name of greed and selfishness. And the earth's like, okay, keep fucking with me. Because when I start to fuck with y'all, it's going to be over with.
So look, let's not beat around the bush. We're only here for one reason today. Right?
Who shot you?
Who shot you? Separate the weak from the opsa. Lead hard to creep.
All right, before we get into the conversation about who shot 45, just right out, before we get into the nuts and the bolts, do you believe this? Do you believe this shit was a plot? Do you believe it was a conspiracy? Or do you think one individual is like, you know what? When he bring his ass here, I'm going to try to bust his ass. Do you believe that shit was real?
So, me?
No, the other motherfucker on this show.
Okay. Look, man. At some levels, I hear everybody saying this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? This is the greatest performance since, Lion King on Ice. You know what I mean?
My crib off Austin will be beachfront property. This man is crazy.
But at some levels, I want to say it was staged. At some levels, I want to say, who knows? Right? Mm-hmm. Who knows? But
that's all they need. That's all they need is a solid who knows.
That's all you need.
That's all they need is a.
It don't matter if it was staged or who knows. Mm-hmm. I got different perspectives, right? I hear the Biden campaign saying there's no place for political violence. I hear the Breakfast Club coming out saying there's no place for political violence.
Politics is violence.
That's kind of my point. This is America.
Politics is violence.
Right? We just talked about Donald Glover a minute ago.
Are you serious?
This is America.
Why would the Breakfast Club say that? I get why Joe Biden and his...
They would say it because they want to be politically correct and not shun anybody. And all the way here on my ride, I was trying to decide if I was going to be politically correct or shun somebody.
Y'all three black people hosting one of the more popular media outlets in the country. And y'all talking about there's no room for political violence. There's no place for it. When politics, since its inception in this fucking country, has been nothing but violence. That's what politics is. That's what it has been. That's been our experience and our relationship to it. Knock it the fuck off. Now, I'm not saying motherfuckers need to be getting assassination attempts, so I ain't saying nobody need to get JFK'd, but knock it off with the political violence conversation. That's disingenuous at best.
So, let me see. Gabby Gifford, 2011, former representative of Arizona, survivor of gun violence.
That's exactly what I believe.
Steve Scalise, 2017, shot at a baseball game. Gretchen Whitmore was targeted for kidnapping in 2020. Mm-hmm. Like we forget these conversations happen, mm-hmm. right? This is just light research. I ain't named another president or incumbent. These are just like state reps and governors and shit getting fake kidnapped. And the only reason like the Gretchen Whitmore thing was even on my mind because she did the Breakfast Club like a week or two ago talking about her new book where she talked about the plot to get kidnapped. Right. You know what I mean? So this is not new. This is America. And, you know, I had a conversation on here a few weeks ago saying that we are faced with the choice between Civil War and World War III, right? Between whoever you pick, right? And I'm absolutely going in the booth, and I'm voting for Farrakhan as I always do, because I'm not disillusioned by the system. I know people feel some kind of way about me saying that, but I have a hard time standing up and voting for some shit I feel is disingenuous to me. Yeah. Right? I don't believe in either one. I don't believe in the lesser of two evils anymore. I just believe there's evil. Right? And until we have enough courage to threaten said system, we're going to get what we get and we can't have a fit. Right? So I got to stand on what I believe. I'm standing on business for Tucson, right? Because my community is sleepwalking. And when I say my community, I mean the American community. We get hyped up by the theatrical or the theater of the moment. And for me, this is theater. Whether it's real or imagined, it's still theatrical, right? And I got the questions where I get to where it's real or not, whether it's real or not, is in the aftermath of the shooting, right? One, it's a 20-year-old kitchen cleaner who shot the motherfucker, per se, right? They sound some real Lee Harvey Oswald-ish shit to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, you created this nigga in the lab, right? But he's a 20-year-old kitchen worker at a nursing home who couldn't make his local school's rifle team for 2 years. Right?
Hey, Ron, you'll switch back to the comments on the screen.
But somehow had the wherewithal to get up on a rooftop with a scope, an AR, a tripod, right? Great weather.
Cap.
And miss everything.
This is cap, bro.
Right?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. But that's one. Two, right? When they dove and grabbed Trump, the mics are on. While he's on the ground, again, I know people respond differently in shootings, but as trained professionals, you get that motherfucker up out of there immediately. You can hear him say, wait, let me get my shoe.
My shoe, right.
And then you can hear him say, wait. He puts his fist up and he says, fight, fight, fight.
USA.
Brother, if that shit wasn't theatrical.
I'm waiting for the curtains to close on this shit. Like, literally, like, and scene. Like, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit, man. First of all, you just showed me the aerial layout of the venue. Bruh, it's the Secret Service, right? There were only 2, maybe 3 places where a sniper even could be. There's a water tower off in the distance. That would be an amazing shot that Shorty couldn't make. It was where Shorty was, and there was another possible sniper spot on the other side. The Secret Service, they own all of them spots before he even gets there. That's what the fuck they do. Miss me with Shorty who climbed up that joint with that fucking gun and that tripod. Knock it off. I'm with Cherie. I think I saw Shannon concur. Like, Shorty thought he was a part of some goofy scheme plot. We're gonna do some little silly shit. He did not know the full plot was we also have to murk you to make it seem real. You're not gonna make it out of here, sir. And he got sent off. He popped out the shots. Didn't think they was finna bust his ass back. They did. He's dead now. Like, whatever. Like, you was a send off. They got what they wanted. And like I said earlier, all it takes is, who knows, right? Any reasonable doubt. That's all it. Maybe it was real, maybe it wasn't. That's all they need. They don't need everybody to be like, oh, it was definitely real. But if all they need is who knows. And they get away with their goofy shit and they rile up their base and maybe get a few more people to come to that side. It's just fucking stupid, man. Ain't nobody shoot at that motherfucker, man. And then he get hit with the glass from the teleprompter that cuts his ear.
Again, I'm not saying it wasn't a real attempt on his life or it was a fake attempt on his life. I don't know. I know I just got certain questions. Like, why was the gunman, the route that he was on, why was that not secured in advance, right? When we looked at the map, for me, my first question to you was, when we looked at the map of that setting, one was, why wouldn't the Secret Service have snipers on that roof? And we're not just talking about a cat running for president, because you think about Kennedy that's running right now. He can't get any Secret Service until 100-some days out.
Yeah, like there's rules to it. Secret Service for the rest of his life.
Right, just for being a past president, right? And I'm thinking about this in perspective to Obama, right? I live very close to Barack Obama's house. Today, when he comes home, shit gets shut down. Right?
When he's not home,
you can't go
north on that block.
You know what I mean? But when he gets home, it's a definite different experience, right? I have no question about what the fuck is going on when I start having to reroute my way to my house.
He must be home.
Dude home, right? I've been on the lake with my kids, and I seen them motherfuckers land a helicopter on the water and shut down traffic all the way from the water. Like, it's a different fucking experience.
For sure.
And I'm ignorant. I don't know what's happening. I'm thinking we're being invaded, because this shit is different. It feels different.
You can tell when he hears.
You know what I mean? Just from him showing the fuck up. So, again, if you're Trump, and I'm assuming, again, I know who Barack Obama is as well, right? I'm sure just being black, being quote unquote the only black president, that raises alarms. But Trump is also polarizing.
Very much so.
You know what I mean? So if you got this kind of leeway to rock around Obama, and Trump is actually rerunning as a felon, being the polarizing character that he is today, it would seem that your security would be much tighter than it was. So, like, how do you get up to that rooftop, and if how do you not secure that rooftop in advance? One, there's several videos circulating when you could see, and
just weird behavior.
And Thomas Crooks, that was the young boy's name. But there's several from the crowd videos of him going up the ladder to the rooftop, being on the rooftop, bear crawling. All of these motherfuckers is alerting security way before he starts shooting.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And just from my expectation of what would happen in a situation like that, my nigga, you shouldn't have made it to pulling the trigger.
Come on, man.
Now, I don't know, but that might be my own faith in the American security system. Like, if we don't do nothing, we spend money on whooping ass.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Right? You have all of the high-level weaponry ever created.
Don't run up on us.
You should not run up on us.
That's it.
Right?
That's all we ever know in America is don't run up on us.
So I don't know how you get all the way up to that position.
Not on 9/11. I mean,
if you wasn't, already afforded the leniency to get up to that position. You know what I mean? That's one question I got. Who, with the warnings from the videos of all the onlookers, where did they go? Because it seemed like they were telling police. So what happened with that information? Were you all not communicating, right? Were the Secret Service too relying on local police? Were you not being Secret Service men, motherfucker? I don't. It's just questions I got.
The local police in the middle of Pennsylvania somewhere?
Yeah. And if this was a real attempt, and I spoke to this, why wasn't he taken off stage in a manner that looked like a real attempt, like expediently? Like, why does he have time to you hear him say, "Let me get my shoe," right?
He don't even have no say so in a real threat situation.
Fuck what you talking about.
They don't listen to you, bro.
Damn sure don't give a fuck about your shoe.
No.
Right? So for me, like, it was pageantry after the shots go off, right?
Yeah.
It was all pageantry, and that's what makes this shit look unreal. But again, we are in this space and place where we're experiencing very new realities, for us at least.
Yeah.
Not new realities for America, but new realities for us, right? We saw the attack on the Capitol. Like, it's no place for political violence. Man, that shit was what, last year, the year before? Right? Motherfuckers died. That was political violence. What you mean ain't no place for political violence? He incites the kind of goddamn rhetoric that brings forth this energy.
That's what he does.
Right? He incites it, but it lies dormant in the hearts of white people in general. It don't take much to light that motherfucking fire. This is the Patriot Act. This is, the Patriot Front who was in Nashville last week. This is the Ku Klux Klan, nigga. Right?
This is America.
This is America, nigga. What do you mean ain't no place for political violence? Ain't no place for political violence for those of you who ain't us.
That's that. Finish the sentence.
Finish the sentence. If you ain't us, you can't operate like we traditionally operate. Because this is what we traditionally do.
This is what we have done. It's what we always done.
Yeah, man.
That's how we found America.
It's real interesting, man.
I just don't like some of the videos. Not that I don't like them, Well, there are several videos of just weird behavior around random gunfire. Now, you know what I mean? Like, we both from around random gunfire. There's certain reactions that would seem weird for random gunfire to just pop off. You showed me a video of a woman that's sitting right behind the podium, front row. Gunfire pops off, she like, she don't move, she don't look, she don't duck, she's not shocked, she's not afraid, she's just there.
Filming.
Yeah.
Another Secret Service moves photographers to a specific angle, which happened to be the angle that you see the bullet whizzing past his ear.
And you get the shot of him like.
Yeah, so
I want the Secret Service to come over there like, hey,
again,
go stand right there
in the world of AI,
goofy shit.
In the world of non-reality, like think about that shit, right? We talk about AI a lot here. Like you also hear these conversations around that didn't sound like gunshots. You see the picture with the blur of a streak that you would have to assume to be a bullet. You know, he gets whatever happens and he comes up with a bloody ear. The report said he was shot in the ear. You said it was some glass from the teleprompter. Like, there's a lot of different stories.
Ain't
nothing really been confirmed yet. If I'm Trump, I'm running out in the world saying I got shot the fuck up. I'm Superman.
I got shot.
I'm a hero.
I'm doing this for y'all.
I'm doing this for y'all.
And I'm going to keep showing up at these rallies for America.
He's in Milwaukee today because the Republican convention starts in Milwaukee today. Even in that, they was like they're going to change the rhetoric around the Milwaukee convention because they're going to have a much more pleasant, nicer speech, right? Which in my mind also indicates that you the motherfucker who are inciting this kind of violent rhetoric.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, to the point we just made, this is America, right? So political violence has always been cool as long as it's us, the powerful or the assumed to be powerful, right? So even I just saw somebody say if there's a black man with a slingshot, they'd have shot his ass 3 blocks away.
For real.
I don't disagree, but that's also another conversation that I think our community needs to have, right? I think there's a place for political violence, right? I've been saying that since the attack on the goddamn Capitol, right? We can feel how we want to feel about it, but I think I said it and I say it again. Revolution is necessary whether it's successful or not. Now, I'm not on that side of the revolution.
Right.
Right? But their tactics, I'm not, I think they're genuine. I think those tactics are necessary at points, right? My name is Toussaint for a fucking reason. You know what I mean? Had not Toussaint existed, not Dessalines, the goddamn French motherfucker, I can't think of his, Napoleon, would have ran Haiti, would have ran New Orleans. We wouldn't even have New Orleans today, right? So those things are necessary, right? We walk around this motherfucker with Che Guevara t-shirts on, not because the motherfucking Jay-Z talked about him, because of what the fuck he did in Cuba. Them was 17 motherfucking men. That was necessary, right? You can feel how you feel about Che or Castro, but in Cuba, they celebrate them motherfuckers, right? Because it was necessary. And why was it necessary? Because America was the Gestapo, down there playing on their land, taking advantage of their women, stealing their money, and they just put tariffs on their ass to starve their ass to death when Che and Castro kicked their ass. But it was still necessary. We've gotten to a place where, and I said this a couple weeks ago, we are just sleepwalking through the moment, right? Them white people in Pennsylvania specifically are not.
No.
Because them coal mines is closing. Uncle Beach lives in Pennsylvania. So I just went down there. And again, my perspective is a warped one because I don't go to Pennsylvania a lot. You understand what I'm saying? And if I do, I'm only going to Philly. There's no reason. I'm going where niggas are, and if they ain't there, I have no reason to be there. Right? Beach lives where the white folks live. Right? So driving outside of Philly and getting introduced to Pennsylvania, that's some different shit.
Yeah.
Them is definitely poverty-stricken white folks. Them is the white folks. Them is the Clements. Right? And they recognize, I'm so serious, Jay. I wouldn't have been in there at night. Right. I'd have stayed the night. I would not have left out of there at night. Right? You get up in the mountains, and the people in the hills. Y'all want to see that shit?
But people don't understand it. Like, that's the vast majority of America. You get out, we say it all the time on the show, but like you get outside of 5, 6.
Chicago, Philly, Detroit, a little bit in New York. I don't even want to say New York, Brooklyn.
And that ain't even, it ain't even like that no more. Like, it's just, like, you get outside of these places and we not really there.
We're not there.
We're not really there, fam. I drove to DC one time. I don't recommend it, and I don't know why.
I drove to DC for the Million Man March.
That's why I drove. I was gonna say I don't even remember where, but for the second one, you went to the first one. But yeah, that's why I drove. But you coming through that shit, and it's like, I don't really like it. I don't really like it. But shit, Illinois like that. You get south of Kankakee, it's not very dark. It is not very dark south of Kankakee.
Yeah, and them people hurting, right? We are experiencing the fourth economic revolution of America, right? We talk about AI and we talk about the digital interface and how the world is changing, man. The dude who owns NVIDIA was on, I watched a documentary on him the other day. He was like, man, you motherfuckers got 5 years. And you're going to have to reimagine life in totality, right? And they try to hit you with the human spirit is going to be resilient enough to figure this shit out. Well, what that looks like is attacking the goddamn Capitol. I hate to say it like that, but that's what it looked like, right? And in some vein, some of the shit Trump is talking about, like going to war with the big tech companies, those are necessities. Those are necessities, G, because they have a stronghold on capital. And the government ain't gonna allow no goddamn corporation to have that kind of stronghold on capital. You can only have a stronghold on capital if you run it through me first. Right. You can't X me out of the conversation, which is why I pay for this big ass military. That's the only reason I pay for this big ass military. So as long as you understand your role in this, you gonna always pay me first. Right? But the people was like, those Pennsylvania people was like, nigga, I can't go in the mines and survive no more. Right? The Hardys don't pay me enough I can't survive the whole family. You know what I mean? What the fuck else is in Pennsylvania?
The Steelers.
It's rocks, nigga, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And them is real white folks.
Yeah.
So they like, yeah, fuck that, we'll go to war. Now, Thomas Crooks, he got conned. I don't, if he was a part of it at all.
I think he was a part of it, and I think he got played. I mean, I don't think he thought he was going to die. I don't think he was being a martyr.
I think they would have to give me a close-up of his face holding the gun on the roof before a shot was fired for me to really believe that was him. I think whoever they shot down, they shot at, he rolled off, they drug out the motherfucker they already killed. Dead. Tommy, you know what I
mean? It's out of hand, G. It's really out of hand, man. And like, you can't circumvent it on some solo shit, right? Everybody that's tried to circumvent the system, like you were just talking about, on some solo shit, died under mysterious circumstances. Everybody that's tried to like really get into like solar energy or get away from oil and all that. Oh, he fell down the stairs at his home. What?
Yeah, his brakes went out in his 2024 Audi
when he left the brake shop. Like, what? Like, it be that kind of wild.
It was a gas fire on the lake.
Yeah, like, he went out on his boat, but he forgot his boat.
Right.
Huh?
Like, what?
It be stupid shit. So then it demands that if you're gonna try to circumvent it, you gotta go as a collective. You gotta just run up on that shit like, and somebody gonna die. I mean, one of the goofy ass got their ass popped in there, but it is what it is.
It's part of it, man. But again, we're not really engaged at that level to even know that that's part of it. Like, we believe in the construct of democracy.
We do.
I don't know why we believe in it.
It doesn't exist.
I guess at some levels we have to believe in it, right? Because of the totality of our existence, right? But we always it's so much nuance in every conversation, right? You always hear the old folks saying, your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote, and that's disingenuous, right? My ancestors died so that we would have freedom. The right to vote was
choose.
Right, the right to vote was just a part of that process, right? It also meant that the Diggins of Defense ran around with Martin Luther King with pistols. It also meant that the Nation of Islam was suited and booted but armed up ready to fight.
Because politics.
Right, it also meant that the Black Panthers started to understand and investigate laws and began to carry weaponry around Oakland. It's a whole lot of shit attached to that, right? It's never just been going to vote, right? And we can go down the line. Like, I'm not even that in-depth in history because I don't think it's been told the true way. I don't think most people are that in-depth in history. But, we talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it might have been 20 Tulsas. Right. You don't get them 20 Tulsas without some gangsta-ass niggas standing up with whatever little rock town surrounded them at the time.
Whatever they standing on.
Standing on some shit. You don't get it. Right, because you can't have equity without an army. You just don't. In a country like this, they come in to take your shit.
You can't have dozens of black cities turned into lakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wait, y'all put a lake on the city? Yeah, if you get down the bottom of the lake, you see schoolhouses and all kind of shit. Oh, okay, that's how y'all coming? What do you mean politics ain't violence, G? Like, what are you talking about? That's all it's ever been. You can see it in the streets of Chicago, streets of St. Louis, streets of wherever.
The nickname
That's
of the
politics,
city,
bro.
The nickname of the city is the Windy City because of the volatile nature of the politics, right? Like if you go deep into the history of the city, like if you understand that Daley comes from an Irish gang who was whooping ass.
That's what they do.
This is part of it, right? We just don't play it at that level.
Nah. But even on the not playing at that level piece, right? That's one thing that sucks too, because we definitely need to be playing on that level because that's what the game is. But it's one thing to not want to play something. It's another thing to not know it's happening. Like, you really believe the fucking illusion. You really believe this shit. You really believe that motherfucker got shot at that goddamn rally. You really believe there's this democracy going on. You really believe, like, this shit is not for real, dog. This is all smoke and mirrors. This whole idea, you got to get on your alderman. Cool, I know most of the fucking aldermen in this city. I get on them sometimes about this, that, and the third. Do I really think them niggas can go down on the fucking fifth floor and make a goddamn decision? I don't think so. Now, if I call them enough, will I get a fucking pothole filled? Sure, that's part of the smoke and mirrors.
But see, that's why I always push against the conversation. Democracy actually could work if we actually operated within democracy, right? So it's not the alderman going down there to push, it's the community pushing on the alderman and the alderman being a real representative of said community. But everybody has to be actively engaged, right? Even when I talk about the Democratic Party today, where it kind of rests on the backs of black people, and black people be the main motherfuckers, be like, man, the government don't do nothing for me. Well, that's kind of disingenuous, because you do work at the post office, you do work at CTA, you do work at, whatever other CPS. Right? When it's a holiday in this city and schools is closed, you see the difference in traffic in our neighborhoods for goddamn sure. Because that's where you work, right? And it's the only place you work. So to actively be on one side getting paid for your whole survival being existing because of said government, and then say government don't matter is irrational than a motherfucker to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But you have to actively be a participant. And being an active participant does not mean every 4 years or every 2 years going to a voting booth and checking somebody's name. No, man, you got to hold them motherfuckers' feet to the fire. And even before you hold their feet to the fire, you have to grow who you want to represent you, right? I was just having a conversation yesterday, and we was talking about Mike Madigan, right? Mike Madigan is part of the original Daley machine, right? The original Daley been dead for 85,000 years. So that tells you Mike Madigan is 87,000 years old. You know what I'm saying? But he got involved in that process through the Young Democrats as a 17-year-old. Even the Thomas Cook motherfucker, I think he's a fall guy.
Yeah.
But he's 20, fresh out of high school.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not seasoned in anything. He don't know shit.
Nothing.
Right? Same thing with Mike Madigan. So you get him, you see the potential, you groom him. This is who you're going to be. This is how you're going to be it. This is what we need you to do. And our community will be empowered for XYZ amount of years. And if you fucking smart, Michael Madigan, you're going to find another 17-year-old motherfucker every 5 years. For the ones who don't work out, you're going to replace their ass. And you keep going. And you grow the next crop. And you grow the next crop. And you grow the next crop. And everybody works in conjunction. I don't know if you remember when I can't remember the little Hispanic boy, he was a young boy, 13, 14, got shot by Chicago police when Lori Lightfoot was the mayor.
In the alley.
In the alley, right? They tried to shit on the Hispanic aldermen to bring forth some Hispanic gang members. The Hispanic aldermen was like, man, suck my dick. You know why? Because Gustavo and them is covering the cost of being the alderman. We're working in cohesion. It's a group. Right? We all here together. Either political violence, and we need to call you, Little Latin King, we need to call you. You know what I mean? And you're going to do whatever that happens to be. Right. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of that, as said administrator or governor of said area, whatever it might be, you're going to follow. It's a system. It all works in cohesion. We've not figured that shit out yet.
I'm in full agreement that democracy could work, right? If implemented with fidelity, it could work. I don't see it being implemented with any level of real fidelity, and I think that becomes the problem. Like, I don't, like, even if aldermen were standing on business, I don't think that when the rubber meets the road, the system is too fucking powerful. The machine is too fucking powerful. That's why they don't even care no more that y'all done had back-to-back black mayors in this city. The fuck he gonna do? The fuck she gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, they don't, the machine is so powerful that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, we everybody in our ward on the same accord, and we get on the alderman top about this, that, and the third. And he go down there and raise enough hell, eventually, they just we get another one. You're not doing this, or you don't have that fucking kind of power. We gonna decide who got that kind of power. So Ed Burke can do whatever the fuck he wanna do for 50 fucking years, right? He can control every dollar in this city for 50 years. And then when he's 90, we're gonna put him in some minimum security summer camp for a year. Knock it the fuck off, man. Like, we gotta understand this, like, what the game really is, and then figure out how the fuck what game we want to play. This idea of getting better at their game isn't a very fruitful exercise.
See, and I think that's a flawed philosophy, though. I don't think it's getting better at their game. I think it's getting better at strategy, right? Just like you said, politics is war. It's war on paper, right? Life is war, bro. You know what I mean? It just is what it is, right? The strong survive.
True.
In any gene, any species.
Trees.
It is what it is. The strong survive, right? I just saw some shit on some Animal Planet, just some shit that would interest you. It's something about trees that when a certain kind of bug lands on them, they change the fucking taste of the branches to kill the goddamn bug. And it's because they can communicate with the trees around them. So in order for this to work, we all have to be in unified understanding that we're changing our taste. However the fuck that happens. You know what I mean? But to survive these cicadas, this is the fuck we gotta do. Or the cicadas is gonna kick our ass. It just is.
We can't change our palate for shit. We like what we like, we're gonna keep doing this, switch some shit up, man.
You gotta change some shit, right? And the first thing that I always say, the first revolution is of the mind, right? So Shannon, shout out to Shannon. She said, I'm going to have to push back on you too. Just because you work for the government doesn't mean they're doing something for you. It's a job. I provide a service and they pay me for it. I've said this for the last 5 years. The one thing you cannot legislate is love. Nobody got to like your ass. They can legislate fairness. They can legislate data. They can legislate percentages. That's why ethnicity matters. That's why the LGBTQ can come out and say, we deserve. Who the fuck is we? Right? But all you got to do is look at the data, right? Outside of the public sector, the private sector doesn't hire black American people. And they have the freedom to do so because it's privately owned.
I hire who the fuck I want.
Right? So when you say they don't do nothing for you, if they stop doing for you, we see the vast difference in our ability to be employed. Because just like any high school lunch table, you sit with who you fuck with. The hoopers is over here. You understand what I'm saying? The nerds is over here. The music niggas is over here. It is just that. And we're going to pick who we like and who we're comfortable with. And they've been showing you since 1619.
You ain't the one.
We're uncomfortable with you, bro. Right? If Trump ain't nothing, he's a representation of that. He's a reflection of that. You don't have to be intelligent. You don't have... Man, I was making jokes yesterday. Like, we was at some family shit, and I was like, I'm bigly intelligent.
Bigly.
And everybody in there knew what the fuck I was talking about. Right? You don't have to be intelligent. You don't have to be articulate. You just got to be white. That's it. Whereas Barack, even though I have my personal opinions about Barack, you cannot deny the fact that the nigga is an orator beyond belief.
Yeah.
You cannot deny that the man's intelligent. He has all the credentials. The nigga's handsome.
Yeah.
Right? He fits into the role perfectly. And he still got pushback. Well, motherfucker who raping, I ain't gonna say raping. Let's say paying prostitutes with campaign money.
Grabbing by the pussy is pretty rapey.
Grabbing them by the pussy.
It's pretty rapey.
You understand what I'm saying? Has a history of wild, obnoxious shit. Right? Out of shape. Not attractive. You know, all the shit
Not very well
And
spoken.
he's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Right.
Because all it takes is to be white, but being white is acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm disagreeing with you, Shannon. They're doing a lot for you. Right? And traditionally, if we don't know that, let's just think about black entrepreneurialism. The numbers is like high as shit. But the reason the numbers is as high as they are is because you can't get into the goddamn workforce.
Yeah.
Now, we can just pull back the layers, right? When niggas start talking about the Biden campaign or the Democrats going to release our college debt. Niggas who went to college is cheering for that. But nigga, 88% of black people don't go to college. Mm-hmm. So just based on that math, how do you get entry to the private sector if you don't have a degree?
That's how you end up with 2% in the private, 2% representation in the private sector.
And that 2% is even, and that's mixed in with Africans and you know what they call them black. You might be a dark-skinned Indian.
Yeah.
You can get the colored people marking that 2%.
I still feel, and she comes back, she said, I guess you're looking at it from your lens because most of my network are either entrepreneurs or work in the private sector. Very small percentage work in government. So when we had these conversations, I want to stick to the rule and not so much the exceptions, right? And
we pulled up the data 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. You walk in any of these fucking office buildings downtown, you can count the black people in there. You know what I mean? But look, I think at the end of the day,
I think that's important though. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I think that's important, right? Shannon, salute to you, man. I appreciate you checking us out. I know you watch all the time.
Of course.
It says, I guess you're looking at it from your lens because most of my network is either entrepreneurs or work in the private sector, very small percentage working in government. I think that's kind of our issue, right? We move in these kind of siloed ideas of what our people look like. Right? When I have this conversation, I'm looking at it from the perspective of what is our community doing, right? I say this to Herb all the time, like we are the remnants of being blessed, right? The fact that I was born to a mother and a father who could read is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I grew up on 95th and Calumet is a blessing. The fact that I wasn't in the Ida B's or the Robert Taylors or like that gave me a leg up. Right? There's I think I played that preacher speech for you above the scratch line. I can't remember the preacher's name who talked about being born above the scratch line, and he has this whole kind of sermon about, you know, his grandmama Addie Mae, who stayed home with him and made sure he could read and gave him certain advantages in life. And then just down the street, 2 houses down, his boys didn't have that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the differences in the live lived experiences that they had were really worlds apart.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Though it was only 2 houses down. What I'm saying is in our community, the 2 houses down conversation is prevalent. It's very prevalent. The math is the math. Today, 1 in 5 black households have a working computer. Mm-hmm. How do you get to the private sector in the digital space when you don't have working computers in your home? We access the web through cell phone access. You can never be a back-end developer accessing the web or the digital space from a cell phone. When the whole world is moving digital, you're being left. You're being left. So, granted, right, I've had the blessing of being able to go to college. I've had the blessing of being able to travel the world. I've had a bunch of fucking blessings have been bestowed upon me, right? But of my core, just if I say my neighborhood friends, I don't even mean the day friends. And Chicago's unique in the sense that we usually keep our neighborhood friends, right? I'm not saying, and when I say neighborhood friends, we friends, but we don't rock like that, right? You rock with the cats that you done build bonds with throughout life, later on mostly, but my neighborhood friends is fucked up. In most instances.
That's real.
Very fucked up. Shit, I'm just doing this.
Coming up every now and then.
That's it. We're doing that.
That's it. I always say we're just varying degrees of poor. Like, you know what I mean? And we debated and argue about it. Like, oh, I'm a little less poor than you. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, can't neither one of us withstand missing 4 or 5 checks. Most of us can't withstand missing 1 or 2. Like, it's weird, man.
And part of the reason I can access funding the way I can access funding is just because I'm paying attention to this shit, right? I know that by the rules, you owe me XYZ, right? And I can call you on, you owe me XYZ. And you couldn't imagine how much XYZ just goes without being said if don't nobody's bring it up.
Oh.
But if you go in the room and say, hey, no, per the data, you owe me XYZ. Motherfucker be like, well, let's keep it on the low. Let me break you off XYZ. Because that's the game. You know what I mean? And if you're not alert or aware to that game, well, why we need a bus driver? We could make a motherfucking AI bus driver. We got Tesla technology. What the fuck we need you to drive a bus for? Right? Fuck we need, I just saw some shit the other day, Morehouse. Morehouse is hiring AI assistant professors. Not hiring, because you ain't paying no fucking body. Yeah. Right? And why we always got to be the flagship for bullshit?
And the president stepping down.
A few black college presidents are stepping
President
down.
President Morehouse, President at FAM, I think one other one. Yeah, man, look, as we move more and more into the digital space, as things become more AI controlled and influenced, that's just gonna cut away even more of these jobs. But again, G, it's political violence. All of it is. The lack of job, the fucking violence, the poverty, it's all political violence. You don't get 114 people shot and 20 people killed in the weekend without there being political violence involved in that. Now, you might want to cut it off at whatever level you want to cut it off at and just say, oh, it's just these motherfuckers. Okay, cool. These motherfuckers were bred and born to be these motherfuckers. Intentionally. Like, they didn't just end up that way.
Here's a radical statement. A few years ago, I think it was the Sun-Times put in this on the front page that 63rd and King Drive was the most violent block in all the city of Chicago. That was a few years ago. I don't know how many, maybe 2, 3. Right? Today, 1 block away from that destination is $1.5 million homes. Today, right? So when we think about the conversation of how politics invades our communities and how it dictates our community, how violence plays a part in that, right? Most cities are designed on scales of like 20 to 50 years.
Yeah, and they know the cycles.
They know the cycles, and they change the culture depending on what they expect to happen over those 20 or 50 years in that cycle.
Absolutely.
And who's going to have to experience what part of those cycles.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not happenstance. O-Block is not happenstance.
No.
It's the design, right? It's the goddamn design.
It's meant to be that way.
Right? But we think this happens, and I'm not putting this on anyone particularly, right? But the kids in O-Block don't realize that they're living through a goddamn Sims game. No. They don't realize that.
No.
Right? They thinking they're making all these decisions, these choices on their own. No.
What's the little white boy
guided
that got
in
killed
this direction?
At the fake shooting?
Oh, Crooks.
They all Thomas Crooks. Just like we was talking about last week when it was like Lil Scoom is the fucking Patriot Front.
Yeah.
All these motherfuckers is Thomas Crooks. They don't realize they are part of the bullshit. They don't realize that at the end of this, you gonna get fucking shot. Like, you just a part of this fucking game we playing, bro. This is the plot. It ain't no happenstance shit. Fuck Thomas Crooks. Like, his goofy ass got excited about whatever he thought he was a part of, didn't realize how that shit was going in. Boy, they not playing with you. This is political violence. And it happens, it's as American as fucking baseball and apple pie. Like, that's what the fuck it is.
It's the design. It's the American design.
That's what it is, man.
It's interesting, man. But again, right? I tell you this, though, man. What happened yesterday or whatever day it was when he got shot, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day it was.
Redlining, political violence, all that shit.
Whatever day it was, he just secured, in my opinion, the presidency.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody. I don't even remember who it was. They like, how could that lead to a boost in his campaign? I said,
you ever seen Superman, motherfucker? Everybody loves a superhero, motherfucker.
Just the dramatics of it. How did 50 sell 11 million records? He got shot 9 times.
But that's another thing that irritates the fuck out of me, and this is what I mean about us not understanding politics. And because we're ignorant, and because we gonna have the AI at Morehouse, we are always the first motherfuckers to jump on and market an idea. And it's because we're not serious about shit. Everything in our life is comical. Everything. Maybe that's a trauma response to poverty, but when the nigga gets shot, 50 Cent's Many Men starts trending because every nigga with a Photoshop app then put his face on the cover of 50 album, right? And niggas did Twitter reenactments. It's everywhere. And this is all black people, G.
That's hilarious, G.
But again, right?
I'm not gonna front.
Here's what we don't recognize, right? Trump's first campaign. A lot of reason why Trump was able to become the electorate is because he didn't have to pay for press.
Right.
He was so fucking obnoxious and radical that the press just had to follow this motherfucker.
Do it for you.
He's a topic of conversation, and the people was ignorant. So as long as you're entertaining us, it don't matter what the fuck you talking about. Just stay in front of us, right? And as we're active participants in that shit when we put your face on 50's Many Men. We active participants in that shit when we reenact the scene. We organized to put together a filming of reenacting of the Pennsylvania assassination attempt, and you couldn't organize a motherfucker to feed 10 kids in your neighborhood.
But he's been learning that for a long time, G. He's been long illusioned as the richest man in America, when that was never fucking his truth. Never. But no white man has been mentioned in hip hop more than fucking Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, I got an apartment at the Trump I only slept in once. I'm the Donald Trump, like it's everybody, right? But then, so I was at the fucking house picnic when the nigga got shot, right? So I didn't really know.
When the nigga got shot.
I didn't really know.
Nigga cut himself on glass.
When the nigga, right?
What happened? When the nigga was bleeding.
The nigga took his fingernail on the way down. Just
get my shoe.
Right? So I didn't even know this was really going on.
Bitch.
So by the time I would get to going through my phone and shit for real, what I'm seeing more than he got shot was, and I didn't put it together. It took me a while to put together, and I just fell out fucking laughing when they kept playing the fucking press conference, the Kobe Bryant press conference of, job's not done. Anything to be happy about? I don't think it's done.
I didn't see that one.
You know the press conference I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
The niggas went up 2-0 in the finals, and they was like, "You happy?" He's like, what's there to be happy about?
What's there to be happy about?
Job's not done.
Job's not done.
Is the job done? I don't think so. I'm like, why does everybody keep playing this fucking press conference clip? I'm like, I know it's a classic clip, but why does everybody keep playing it today? Then I said, hey, y'all are wild as hell.
We are serious, G.
So
but think about this, bro. There's some shit to think about, right? You can go to Hulu today, and there's a documentary on Black Twitter that's not inclusive of Black Twitter. Nobody from Black Twitter got paid for that shit. Who made that documentary, bro? But just the conversations y'all had enough impact on the world for them to make a documentary that they shared on Hulu, right? We all laughed and joked about the motherfucking Freaknik documentary. But whatever it is that we do engages the rest of the motherfucking public, right? So how we engage across platforms is like I said, that shit is trending. This is a topic of conversation, right? You can't find a real press conference. You can find a goddamn Kobe press conference because it's so heavy in the algorithm. Right? So just imagine if we took life more serious, right? What if we had serious conversations about education? What if we had serious conversations about economics? What if we had serious conversations about government? And I'm not shitting, you know, I'm always a nigga monikered when he don't like the fun. No, nigga, I like doing hood rat shit too. Just not all day.
Not all the time.
Just not all day.
Be serious sometimes.
Sometimes, nigga. Dedicate an hour to being for real.
Serious.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to the greatest church this side of the Jordan, Trinity United Church of Christ, for doing a book reading campaign. They're encouraging youth up to ages 18 to start a challenge and read at least, 20 minutes a day for 6 weeks. Yeah. I saw you repost that.
I did, man. Dope. Salute to them. And I specifically reposted it because of the age brackets in which they were trying to engage. Yeah. And it was not like grade school. It was like, no, your teenage ass can't read and I know it. Either. Come up here. And I think that's so important. Oh, that's man. And I fuck with them for that. The Culture Cell said, did you see the gay journalist from the Forbes article saying will surviving gunfire appeal to black voters? Man, look, Kid Rock jumped out the very next hour, like, if you fuck with Trump, you fuck with me. I don't even like those, again, those are monikers that they put on us, stereotypes that they put on us, and that's a dog whistle specifically saying for black men. right? That's a dog whistle saying Trump's jail record is somehow goddamn endearing to black men.
That's what Stephen A. Smith said.
Yeah, I fuck him too.
Remember when he said it? Though?
I do. Fuck him too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Fuck him too.
But those are all, again. That's why I said we need to be serious for just a fucking little while.
Just a little,
right? So the Forbes and Stephen A. Smith and they put out the dog whistles because they've been sick. They did their hour seriousness, and what has happened is garnered them opportunities in places like the Forbes and ESPN to become voices. Now they just running through the motherfucking mill of making sure Master understands where they stand, right? But because we are unserious and don't have a real voice to kind of combat those kind of coon ass voices, we just jokes, bro, and they can create whole narratives around us, right? And that's what wins this shit, narratives, right? In a lot of ways, narratives is part of that. When you go to war, the first thing they do in war is they go whatever they're going to have this war at, they drop propaganda.
You have to.
Right?
You got to control the message.
Right? So when they say, well, Trump getting shot to appeal to black voters, they don't mean black voters. They mean men. Right? And what they're going to do with that message is they're going to separate and create commotion between men and women in the black community, which happens all the time. Right? Then they say black women can change the world, and black women believe that shit. They put their book bag on that banner like, we the shit. No, look at the math. Look at the math. You are notch above us on the totem pole. You don't run shit but your mouth. That's it. It's ego driven, right? Kamala Harris was black the day before the goddamn vice president or the presidential election, which made her the vice president, the day after she was an Indian. 4 years later, she back to being black. If you niggas don't stop it. But we don't pay attention, but for when they say, hey, let's call black folks. So when she shows up to the Breakfast Club, that's the only time we heard her talk. We ain't heard her in all them other interviews when she talks about being an Indian.
We let these people play in our face all the time, bro. All the time. And they're going to keep doing it because it works. It's predictable. And we have not shown an ability to pivot in any real way. That's why I said we got to fucking change. Did you see him call her Donald Trump?
Who?
Did you see Joe Biden call the vice president?
He don't know what he is most time, man. He's weekend at Bernie's. But even with being weekend at Bernie's, back to the math of this country, right? I was looking at something earlier about the Democratic Convention of '68. The current nominee denied the nomination, and it ended up going to Bobby Kennedy. That's when they shot Bobby Kennedy. That was at the Chicago Democratic Convention. There's this kind of idea that maybe that'll happen again. It won't, right? One, there is no other candidate that can run against Trump. Because in order to beat him, you have to be a very popular white man. It's just that simple. You can't, right? And it's the last minute. So you got to have this old dementia running white dude. Now, maybe he'll die in office. Not saying I wish that upon a man, but maybe so. Maybe you'll get your first Indian, American, black, I can't decide ass president. You know what I mean? Maybe you'll get that, right? But she's been an asshole to us too. I'm still waiting from Jamal from 79th to run for some shit. Right? We ain't had our first black president yet. I see Ron pushing the numbers over there, and I just wanted to get to this real quick because I texted you as soon as this shit happened because we had just got off the air last time. Last week in Philly, I want to talk about a shooter with some aim. Last week in Philly, in a, what do they call that, Dollar General, some man beat off.
A nigga with some aim is crazy. A nigga with some aim is absolutely insane.
He hit his target though.
Absolutely insane.
Am I wrong?
Go. The beat off bandit is nuts.
The beat off bandit is funny. Hey man, he shot Shorty in the leg, and I know this is some asshole shit, but it was hilarious to me. I don't care. Did you say? hey man, hey, if this was my daughter, I'd kill the nigga. Hey, listen, she read about it in the story. I sent you the video, didn't I?
I seen it, yes.
Oh my God, she was crying, and she was like, he got me. He came on my leg. And the comments, and this is the unserious part of niggas that I love.
Right, this is you doing hood rat things with your friends right now. Except I'm not your friend.
Oh, it was so unserious. Oh, it was so unserious, right? And the comments had me fucking dying. But either way though, man, he hit Shorty. He shot his target and won. You know, get him out of there. The nigga had a shirt on in the Dollar General said, it ain't gonna lick itself. It was beating off on people.
The shirt. I didn't know about the shirt.
Oh my God.
This is a result of that incel shit we were talking about a couple months ago. Niggas are not having sex, bro.
So, Ed doing the research, so I did some research, because it was a bigger story, right? He turned himself in, right? He's an empathetic shooter, you know what I mean? First person shooter. First person shooter like a motherfucker. But
oh my God.
Sheree, you right about that, but I'm not leaving first person shooter right now. So Meek puts out a tweet on some bounty hunter shit. Like, I'm looking for homie Low. I got 2 bands. Give me homie Low. Homie said, fuck all that. I'm going to the police. I'm turning myself in.
They get the whole city on his head.
Just so happens he's like a local Philly rapper. Right? So Meek he probably in Meek Network. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if somebody know the nigga, who know the nigga, shit probably can happen to you. You know what I mean?
Don't Meek know you can't put money on people's head
He's
publicly?
An idiot for doing that.
He's going back to jail.
He's an idiot for doing that. Like, he's an idiot for doing that.
I know you're trying to be on some tough shit and you're trying to...
You just been on probation for 62 years.
You're trying to put your Batman cape on and all that shit. Sir, you cannot put money on people's head publicly, nigga. What's wrong with you? Yeah. I don't care that he's the fucking beat off bandit. You can't do that, sir. What the fuck is wrong with you?
But
you want to do it quietly, that's fine.
But it's crazy, though, to the point of the incel shit and looking this shit up. And I was only because Joe Budden and them came on after us. And they talked about this shit.
Don't talk about coming on nobody right now.
Right? Point intended. You know what I'm saying? Point intended. But they started talking about this motherfucker as a rapper. So I'm trying to find out who this motherfucker is. I wanted to have his music ready and everything. I was trying, bro. But to the point of incels, cuz, this is a whole porn genre that I found and trying to figure out who this nigga is.
Wait, I'm sorry, public shooting at people?
Shooting on motherfuckers like in the Dollar General.
That's insane, dog.
It's crazy, but it speaks to what you just said.
Yeah,
the whole
G.
incel shit.
Yeah, G.
You know what I mean? And motherfuckers is not getting no action in these streets. And they looking at this shit and it's becoming reality to them. Just like the motherfucker fake getting shot and standing up and saying,
USA.
all power. You know what I mean? But that just speaks to how influential media really is, bro. We can laugh at this shit, the first person shooter, even the Trump shit, because there's some funny parts of that shit too, right? But the vast majority of people are, it's hard to say, man. It's like, are you really smarter than a 5th grader? Like, do you really get what's happening out here?
Read.
You know what I mean? Like, with all the different applications of media, we really only engage 2, television and social media.
That's it.
Right? And both of them are designed to make you stupid.
And it is working marvelously. We got to go, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, shout out to the whole fam for checking in. We appreciate y'all's input. It was appreciated and valued, as it always is. Please, before you get out of here, make sure you hit the like button. Please, before you get out of here, make sure you hit the like button. Please, before you get out of here, make sure you hit the like button. We'll be back later on this
follow
week
button
for a Relationship Friday edition of Herb and Two, and of course,
and the
all
share
of
button.
Official dirt bags will get y'all a bonus episode as well. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all check out the website. Some couple new things up there y'all might find appealing. Grab something. We certainly appreciate it, man. We appreciate all of y'all. Shout out to Ron and P. They are doing the hard work behind the camera. Huge shout out to E4O. What's up? What you see?
I think it was Cherie, man. She said she got stock in silicone because she know essentially people ain't gonna get no pussy, so they gonna be buying these silicone plastic dolls.
That's
hate to say, that's genius.
That's real, bruh. That's real, bruh. Did you see homie in jail that made the back shot thingy majiggy?
Nah, I missed that.
It was out of hand.
It'll come up on my feed, cuz.
It was out of hand, Joe. Anyway, man, we appreciate y'all for 2. I'm Herb. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
Salam alaikum.
Nah, buddy in jail made him a demo.
What they call
that
them?
He could nail from the back.
Fifi. Is it a
It had like a little, like a butt type
cheeks.
thing. He could smack it. Yeah, it was OC.